10-minute timer?
Yeah, they got 9 minutes left.
Okay.
So we're going to have you all be in groups of 2 to 3 and work on this together. Just some general things to note is you can't transform over a mountain. You have to go.
Well, I mean, the directions are right here. You guys can read it. It says try to get Little Red Riding Hood. It should be like we're looking at the red point. To stand up, ride the boat down the river, and go through the woods to your grandmother's house as quick as possible. Be careful not to run across the big bad wolf as you are on your journey of transformations. And then just remember that you're allowed to use all kinds of transformations that you would have talked about: rotation, reflection, translation, and dilation. So,
And try to do it as algebraically as possible.
This is so cute. Yeah. I mean, we're saying, like, if you want to shrink down to get onto the little boat right here, like, go ahead and write down how much you think you'd have to shrink down by. Like, what would that dilation look like? Or if you're trying to translate somewhere, would you translate along a line? Would you translate so many points? Like, how, you could give us a map of a sentence, you know, write down a list of steps you would have to follow.
Step by step, what you will do to make Red Riding Hood go.
And you can't rotate.
Yeah, Tom.
So what you guys will teach you that, will you give them a worksheet or they don't?
No, they're just going to work with a partner.
Yeah, just write down whatever they think.
Wide rotation.
Well, that's what I was thinking too.
Like the center right there. You can just go around. So you
There's any number of ways you could do it.
I like to go easy.
We by no means have like a set solution for this, so please try to find the quickest way.
There's a right way.
Well, I say, if she has
She's got to stand up first.
You gotta rotate.
So she's got to rotate.
Rotate. She could crawl
and then rotate her.
all the way. Army crawl.
She's gonna shoot her like a projectile.
Wait, can we just like stand up,
You don't want
cross
to
and
there.
then
Oh, it says stand up, ride the boat down the river, and through the water.
Yeah, those are like the three things.
Okay.
that
First,
you
yeah,
have
where you
to
translate first, and then
Those right there.
We're the mountain
So we need a dilator down.
And are they looking for a magnet? Like they're looking for detail. Like the degree of the rotation.
So you need a rotator.
The kids have literally drawing.
Trying to hear the conversation.
Remember it's
top of the page, and then you have that on the page.
Did you say they have to?
Thanks.
They don't have to.
That's good to know.
What? They don't have to.
I reflected.
I think it's kind of like hard to read them.
And then, like,
just I'm discussing with class. Like you see where it says that like over the numbers.
Oh, with the numbers underneath it?
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a way we can like back, like put a background on the text box, so it's like all white.
Yeah, that would probably help.
Yeah, I could. Like make a shape and then put the text box on top of it, so it's all white.
25, 10,
What are all those little dots?
-5, 5.
Oh, it actually doesn't work.
The GeoGebras are from the app. Those are from the
Yeah,
images.
No. We're working.
And then those can jump over the wolf.
How do you do the boat?
Let's get her. Okay, if you get her to -5, 5, then you can just go straight across. Unless, like, she can, if she's 1/5 of the size, she can fit in the dialogue.
Caitlin's journey is
Good thing I'm not English.
So if you make her like typing everything into my phone.
So I need to like put this into Word.
On the 3.
Yeah.
So we want to go 15.
That's what I should have done.
Isn't she taking basic
We'll be like -10.5, and then we'll hop out the water.
I think, yeah, isn't that? She can spend.
Right, well, she's in the boat, we're in the boat.
Well, but just okay.
So we would have like a 90 degrees about the red point, so that she would stand up.
We might need to make her smaller than 1/5.
I don't know about that.
Is she like laying down?
Think about it, that's literally like
How much
this
time?
much out of like, here's the unit.
Resting. Is she like laying down on the ground there? Do I need
She moved, dude.
do I need to rotate her to stand?
Yeah, you gotta get her stand up.
She's asleep. You gotta wait
she's
till her.
asleep. So you
Exactly, yeah.
Like that idea.
Like, that's what
How many groups?
I just want to hear like
And then
How long would it take
I
to
would do
test
like
that?
We're gonna pull everybody back for a second.
Come back up here, guys.
Return to me, children.
Do they have access to the software?
to get in the boat, yeah.
Will they have access to the
Alright guys, do we have anybody that has an idea of like the steps of transformations they would use or the beginnings of an idea that they want to share? Yeah.
Well, for standing up, I think we just talked about doing like a 90-degree rotation just around the point itself, because she's like lying on her side. Maybe she's sleeping or something. I don't know.
Sure.
And then you bring her up to standing, and that was just like the first step. I don't want to do all the rest of it. So.
Well, why not?
Because
Go
if
ahead.
somebody else wants to
We
go,
made
I
her
don't wanna-
tiny.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What does
Why
that
do
mean?
So we dilated her. Well, first we were gonna do a third, but then I said, let's make her even smaller. So then we did a fifth, but now we're thinking maybe a sixth. But then we like shifted her down to go down the little stream, and then I was thinking,
What do you mean by shifted?
Colin.
I'm not sure what you mean by
Translate?
I do
Yeah,
not
Translate on a
I do
vector.
not know this word.
That would be the vector equivalent of down 5
Yes.
over 15.
Yep.
But, and so I didn't calculate, but yeah, so along the vector that equals
Okay,
those
just
two
along
shifts.
that.
Yeah, I don't want to go, we can't climb the mountain, so we can't go down the 5. But yeah, basically you could be getting the boat halfway along that path, that vector path, and then you would take that downwards.
Alright, so I have a question about your dilation. Did you do it about a point, or did you just change your size? Because on the worksheets, he actually has it like this point's dilated around the center point.
You have to have a
So
center
he actually
point.
does it algebraically in there.
Well,
So just
then
curious
about
about
So
that
if you were
point.
using her as the center point, it would just.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
sure.
It's actually just
It's like Alice in Wonderland.
In the,
But then,
in the
yeah.
software, you have to pick a center of dilation.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
And so she's little enough to fit in between those two trees. And then her little flower.
Any way you could like have them actually write the equations and stuff?
That's what I have.
That's what I do.
That was the hope of having you guys like write stuff down. It's
Well,
like
I mean,
that's
like,
what
I would do better if I could actually like construct the like lines and stuff on here, or like even if I just had the like a printout.
Printout, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like,
So you're wanting a hand, like a warm up handout.
I don't see kids writing anything down unless you got something for them.
Yeah.
Depends on
Like, if I could like.
Nobody likes to make out. Just you.
right.
Like I
Yeah.
We all were just talking about it.
Weird.
And then
Hashtag honors. They'll write it if we don't ask.
Yeah,
them
and
to.
something else that we just wanted to note was like what we were gonna do for the rest of our activity is like the main part is kids are gonna work on creating their own sketches like this, where then they are gonna give it to another group and they're gonna have to try to complete another group's map.
Yeah.
You know, so they're looking at the element of, okay, when I'm creating it, do I need to think about certain types of transformations that I want to include? And we're going to give them some restrictions on what they create so they include so many types of transformations. So we just thought this would be a good warm-up activity to kind of give them an idea of what we were looking for. Show them like, okay, this is what happens when you do a lot of transformations all at once. You can get from this point to this point. So they kind of had an idea in their head before they did like the main activity.
This is also just a suggestion, but we were talking about it, like healthy competition is really good, especially in the classroom, I have learned. But it would be cool if, to get them to actually want to write it down and be specific, is if you had like maybe not as many like small groups and had more bigger groups. Okay, that didn't make sense. Whatever. But you had like less groups, but more people in the groups, and then everyone turned them in, and then you guys tried it up there with whatever the suggestions were, and then whatever group got the closest to it got a piece of candy or got something. You know what I mean? Like made it like kind of like more of a competition.
Yeah.
Battle.
Battle to guys.
I do like the idea of having like hard copies though.
Yeah, I
Even
know.
for the warm up, like.
Well, no,
I just think it would be easier. It would be easier just to have
I
it
actually like that idea.
Do you just out of curiosity, do you prefer hard copies, like a printout of that, versus having a link to the sketch, or both?
Maybe we could buy some to both. So then it's just their preference.
But
What's the advantage of the printout?
you draw, like actually, and you could draw on this.
You can move stuff on here.
Sorry.
I like it.
That would be the
We'd have to
way.
look into what kinds of link we can give them and how to give them access to things.
That'd be the word if they like.
They just start moving trees.
I'm leaning towards the printout, to be honest.
Yeah.
I shouldn't tell you my thoughts, but.
I have an idea. I think if you several them in different groups, you can make a very big poster. And you start with a little paper guy, and they will have if they do how to shrink the little guy, and you can give them a later guy. You know what I mean? So
And then
like
move
they
him.
can move this little guy around.
Like a
and
game
write-
board.
Yes, and write on paper what you did, different unit and stuff.
It could be a class-wide map at the end of the day. If you
Yes.
have 4 groups and you have like group 1 takes a person to the house, and
Yeah.
then group 2 takes like the house to like something else, and then
Oh,
that'd be good. That'd be cool.
and also,
Like yeah, like the group goes to a spaceship, and you gotta take the spaceship to the planet, and the planet goes somewhere else.
Can we do this?
Sorry, I didn't mean to do it.
And also, like, in the question you said, you want to get to the grandma's house faster, so you can compare their steps and how many units they move, and compare which is the winner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make a game. And the only question I have is, because we are just designing a starter, but I feel like this will take 1 or 2 classes to do. But what we are doing is just 5 minutes, so probably this will
I really don't, personally, I think this could be done in 10 minutes. I mean, we just want them thinking about it and looking at some things, and they've been working with functions and transformations in the past. So, like, they're used to coming up with equations for things and looking at it in terms of that based on his instruction.
And you have to realize too, this is honors. This isn't.
Well, I would also say that, like, if you're wanting to, like, the shortest possible route and stuff, I would consider this more like a rich text, though, too. Because, like, the shortest possible, because they may come up with one direction to get there, and then they may think about it, oh, this way's shorter, and then they'll actually map that out. So it could take them 15 minutes to do 2 different routes and find out which one's shorter.
But one last comment. By shorter, you mean number of moves?
Yeah.
Okay, just to clarify. I hate to cut it off, but the bell rang, and so we want to give them a hearty round of applause.